Welcome, everybody. What's going on? How are you? I'm just going to cut right to the chase. I am not doing well at all. I just recorded an episode with a guest who would have been returning for their third time. We recorded for about an hour. Yeah. I did regret Lorenzo couldn't be there for it, but it went well nonetheless. And we can't air the episode because we had been muted the entire time. For the duration of an hour, we had been muted.
You know what we should do?
What should we do?
We should do a voiceover.
That would be fun. I would do that for about 10 minutes. And then I'd have to go kill somebody because I would be so outraged that I did that, which I am. But thankfully, Lorenzo got off work, and here we are recording an episode right after that disaster. So I want to just extend my sincerest apologies to Marco Trinidad for that. I'm ashamed of myself, and we're actually taking precautions now going forward to make sure that never happens again, because it's happened a couple times. I know the root cause is when my software updates, for some reason things get changed about it that I don't notice, because nothing should change when a program updates. It should pretty much stay the same. That's kind of like the rule of thumb. But we could hear each other the entire time through the headphones. My meters and everything were reading as though sound was coming through, which again we could hear because we were monitoring everything. And yet still, when I went to upload the video and review it, it was unusable. No sound whatsoever.
Unusable.
But we have sound now, and if we don't, if we didn't have sound, come to find out, I upload this and it's muted. There's no sound, no noise. Let's just say I would make the FBI watch list. I would. In an instant, I would be flagged as a threat to our nation. I
don't know about that one.
Make a beeline to Home Depot.
I don't know if that's what you want to do.
I would be just getting every item under the sun that sets off that tripwire.
Oh my God.
I'm talking explosive components.
Explosive as in energy, as in like personality. Very upbeat, you know?
They would think I am building some sort of Rube Goldberg Home Alone contraption. The amount of slightly dangerous products would be procuring from Home Depot.
But only for protection against home invaders, of course.
Mm-hmm.
No other reason.
Certainly not. Anyway, that's done. The bit's over. I am pissed. I'm so mad. Like, y'all have no idea. I took a nap because of how upset I was at myself. So I am sorry, Marco, but we'll have him call in, hopefully. It meant more to me because he's actually moving. He's going to be moving all the way to the other side of the country, to California, and this was the last time he was in studio. Potentially, he might be able to come back through again before he goes, but it seems unlikely. So that was it, and I fucked it all up. So anyway,
it's okay.
It's not okay. It's not okay. Again,
you should kill yourself.
Okay, cool. Glad we're on the same page. Finally.
Oh my God. The answer I was looking for.
Anyways, I see you haven't killed yourself. What's going on? What's happening?
I'm surprised.
You're surprised?
I've been dying. I figured that it would just happen.
Mm-hmm.
If I stop drinking these coffees, it'll probably happen. It's only a matter of time.
Are you drinking coffee now? I say just keep it up. I say drink 2 coffees a day. Turns to 4 coffees a day.
I drink it out of desperation.
Desperation?
Yeah.
Coffee is a treat. Coffee is like, oh my goodness.
Coffee leads to coffee addictions, and I don't want to be one of you.
So?
Addictions aren't healthy.
Then why do they feel so good?
Because all bad things feel good, you know?
Really? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
No, they don't.
To somebody, they do. Like, to the person committing to it, they do, you know? Now, the people affected, they don't appreciate it too much. But, like, yeah. Like, people that murder, they get a thrill out of it. So they do it, you know?
But that doesn't feel good. Like, I'm watching this. I'm watching this documentary series on Max on HBO called The Jinx, and it was a big deal several years ago. In the first season, it was just supposed to be 1 season about this guy named Robert Durst, who definitely killed his wife, but who was acquitted of that. That reminds me of another story that I will get into, but because there's been a shocking revelation on my part. But Robert Durst in this series was their focus. He interviews for the series. He's sitting down with the documentarians. Goodness, I can't even speak. Because he's that confident that he's going to get off, and he does get off, and he's totally fine. And then the last episode of the first season, the mics are on. He gives his final interview of the series, and as they get up to leave or something, or in the middle of the interview, he gets up to use the restroom with his lavalier mic on, and in the mirror or in the stall or in the restroom alone, he says, "I did it. I killed them all. I killed everyone. They know I did. I can tell they know." And he's like whispering to himself that he killed, because he killed 2 people. Oh, sorry, 3 people. Excuse me.
Ooh.
I know. I got to give him his due. Got to give Robbie.
So did they get him afterwards, or is he still good?
So on that last episode, what happens is they present a piece of evidence that the documentarians stumbled across that they wanted to share with him, and he goes, "Oh, I need to get up and use the bathroom." And then, as a reaction to that piece of evidence, he's like, "I did it. I killed everybody." Right? And he's saying it just like that. It's really like chilling, because he's like this old guy who's trying to appear defenseless and frail, and then he like hobbles to the bathroom and he's like, I know.
He's trying to fuck with him, essentially, you know.
You think so?
He's like, let me give him a little something. You know,
because when he comes back, they're like, "Hey, Robert, your mic was still on. Your mic," and he goes, "Oh, really? Was it? Oh." But they found a piece of. There was this big piece of evidence that if they knew who had left it at the scene, they would know who the killer was. In this piece of, or sorry, not a piece. It was a letter left at the scene of this lady's murder that basically said, it was just a letter to the person killed, left there with her. And for some reason there was a part in it where he spelled out the word Beverly, and they had found, in looking at his mail, him writing an address that included the word Beverly in the same exact handwriting. And then they got a handwriting expert to examine it, and that's when he was like, "Oh shit, I'm cooked," and he went to use the bathroom to confess. And so
he's so dumb. You're supposed to write your murder letters and your regular letters in different handwriting. Like, anyone knows that, you know.
Anyway, I bring up Robert not because he's a murderous psychopath. I just bring him up because he murdered out of necessity. He murdered when he was backed into a corner when he was left with no other options. That's all.
I don't know. Were they attacking him?
Well, no. They weren't attacking. The first one was his wife, and she was a bitch. Right?
I get that.
You get that? So you get it. Cool. And I don't mean like a bitch. I don't mean like a bitch in the sense of like they're a really bad person who, you know, is insufferable and demanding, exacting even. I just mean a bitch in that like maybe she was just a little inconvenient to have around at times.
That's the same difference, you know? That's the same thing from what I heard.
So okay, so you get it. So then you kill her, right? You just what can you do? You can't divorce her. You can't get separated. You have to murder that person. You just do. And so then you create an alibi for yourself. You say you're nowhere near the area when she was killed. And you have your friend pretend to be her over the phone to call her school to tell them that you're not going to be able to make it today on the next day. Right?
Oh, shit.
And so then your friend starts getting a little too attached to you and starts asking for too much money and starts, you know, becoming, what's that word I'm looking for? I feel like a bitch. Your friend starts becoming a bitch now. Oh my gosh. And now you have to go shoot your friend in the head at her place.
You gotta do it all over again.
You have to do it all over. Exactly.
Why are they making you do this?
And the only woman who knows your whereabouts at the time besides your friend who you're going to kill, the only other woman who knows where you could be at the time, who could place you at the scene of the crime, of your second murder, what do you do then? Well, of course, naturally, you marry her so that you have spousal privilege, so that she can't testify against you in a court of law if she wanted to.
Oh, shit.
But what happens when this lady starts getting a little too chatty? So I would just be scared if I was her. This lady's alive. She's doing her thing. They're still married, and he's in jail. But I would just be careful. I'd sleep with one eye open. And the reason he's in jail is because he fled police and he moved to Texas from New York. And he had this roommate in Texas. He had a roommate or neighbor or somebody who was living around him. And the roommate according to Robert, he started getting a little too clingy and started, you know, just getting wild. Robert owned the house and threatened to evict him, and the guy wouldn't have it, and so they got into a fight, and a gun went off and just happened to kill this guy, this roommate, you know, which happens. You know, you get into a tussle, and everyone's got a gun in Texas. You can't blame the people in the fight for a gun discharging.
You know, sometimes guns just go off on their own. They have a mind of their own.
They have a mind of their own.
Everyone knows that. They have minds
Texas,
of their own.
They're citizens. In Texas, they are people. Guns are people. They deserve
Social
rights.
Security numbers. Yeah, they have the right to vote.
But these pesky lawyers and people that try to tell you that Robert shot him deliberately because
he wouldn't do that.
Because the guy found out his true identity and was going to go to the authorities with it if he didn't get paid, if he didn't get paid off.
Ooh.
So, I mean, in the story as flimsy as that, even if it was true, imagine somebody's extorting you. There's no way around it.
I'd have to. You don't have a choice. You know
You
what way is that to
don't
live?
have a
That's
choice.
the way to live.
Let's look at this guy. Let's pull him up. I've been reluctant to look at him because I had not been following this outside of the show, and so I don't want to know what has happened to him.
I never heard of it, but I wish I did. I feel like my life would be a lot different, you know?
Yeah.
If I had just, I was smart enough to think of this.
He's like pretending to be really old. Oh, he died. Oh, damn. I didn't want to know he died. I spoiled it for myself.
No.
It's too bad. But look at him. He's like pretending to be super frail and old and weak. And he's like playing it up. And it's awesome. Like, this is what he looks like normally. So love that for him. Love that he got away with it, basically. And go watch the show. It's awesome. The Life and Deaths of Robert Durst, excuse me. So
yeah, I should have studied his book. If this show came out like years ago and I peeped it,
when did the first season come out? The first season. Wikipedia, 2010. Oh wait, no, hang on. Getting ahead of myself. Can you just tell me the date of the first season?
I hate when they do that.
I hate this too. Like, just tell me when it came out. Yeah, 2015.
Damn.
2015. So 5 years after a movie with what's her name? Kirsten Dunst and Ryan Gosling. You know, Mary Jane.
Oh, I was thinking that I heard Durst and I was like, isn't there like an actress with that last name? But it's Dunst.
So in that movie was just about the first murder
accident.
The first accident,
yeah. He's a swole guy. He seems like a swole guy. You know, I don't think he would have did.
He's a good guy. He didn't do anything.
He's a good dude. You know, he just wants to have a good life. I'm not gonna lie, that first one is a little wild. I like get it, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, like divorce is a thing, you know? Yeah. And then back in the day, the women had to like say that it was their fault anyway. So it's like there's really no loss for him. Oh, but then
the third one's the craziest. The third one's the craziest to me because he chops the guy up into pieces and tries to dispose of him in a river. And then his body parts start floating up because he didn't tie them down properly. And so he goes back just for the head. And he takes the head with him because that was the only part of his body that they could identify this guy by.
Yeah. As long as they ain't got no teeth or face, and it's just a body. I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
That's where the hair is. That's where everything is.
I think that's what stands out to me as like this guy is like hardcore. No, but
look, you gotta do what you gotta do.
But he wasn't getting off on it. That's not Robert. Robert's just like, well, I reached my wit's end. I have to kill you now.
What do I do? My hands are tied. I mean, your hands are tied, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah.
That was Robert.
Poor Robert. I hate that they pushed him to that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that they did that to
I don't
him.
either.
You know?
I'm looking forward to how the show concludes, but I am nervous. I'm nervous for Robert. I was going to say that reminds me of another. I don't know if you like heard about this one in the news, but like a really famous football player whose wife died.
Interesting.
In their home, you know, and it's like really gruesome. Like her head was like cut off.
Ooh.
And there's all this business about a glove, whether it fits or not. You know, you heard this one. Now, this isn't news to anyone but me. Okay, so picture this. Picture you've heard about OJ and the infamous murder of his wife. You've heard about it. Every version of events, you've heard of it.
Yep.
And up to this point, up to basically this week for me, May, the year 2024 of our Lord, you thought that his wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, was black. Imagine that.
She was white, wasn't she?
Well, imagine you thought she was black this whole time, like I did.
You did?
I did.
Oh shit!
I did, because I never looked this lady up. I'd never seen pictures of her in the news. Nothing. Not that I recognized.
Neither have I.
So this whole time, I thought she was black. I don't know why I naturally arrived at that assumption. Maybe that says something about me.
It makes sense because OJ's black, though.
Well, so here's the thing. The thing, it like kind of just all made sense to me that he won. And, it's like, it's kind of sad.
That too, yeah, because you're like, if she was white, there's no way he'd survive.
There's no way. And now that I know she's white, I'm like, this is an outrage. He needs to do time.
No.
We need to dig him up.
That's what was so crazy about him winning, because it's like, I mean, he obviously didn't do it, But like, that's what's so crazy, because, they're very big on framing people for things they didn't do. Yeah. And the fact that he got away safely from this false accusation was a miracle from the Lord himself. It's so crazy.
I say dig him up, exhume the body, make him stand for justice. Once and for all.
Innocent. If anything, dig her up and hold her and whoever accountable for trying to place lies.
That is blasphemy. I won't stand for it. Look at this.
You won't. Someone will. Someone will pay further accusations. The lies must stop. Why are we so obsessed with something that he did not do? That's like if someone was like, I saw Lorenzo kick a pig. I would never kick a pig. Not even a cop, because they're pigs, but you'll go to jail.
Police officers before, and you're.
If I kick a cop, I'm never making it out.
Let's look at this.
In general, you don't change anybody's life. People are gonna feel the way they feel, and there's nothing you can do about it. And as I said at TV, and I never said, "Hey, show me the questions." I'm open to you. I went to Oxford, which is one of the great experiences of my life to speak.
This is on Of All Podcasts, the Nelk Boys podcast. This is like his last interview before he perished, or one of them.
We should have had him on here.
We should have.
I think he was it.
Missed opportunity.
Ron and Nicole was never found.
Right now, I'm not going to
Look at this guy, man. Look at this. What, like an expert deflection?
Hear those same guys when my verdict came.
He's just having a good time. He's just having a blast.
Guys, right? But
as soon as he hears this question,
are you upset that the killer of Ron and Nicole was never found?
Right now, I'm not going to discuss any of that. Right? I think that's a pretty obvious question, but I'm not getting in that.
Oh my God!
I'm not going there.
Imagine you see. Look at how scared they are, just like him. The way he's looking at them, and he's like cancered the fuck up. Like he could barely move at this point, But still, like hearing that timbre, like the tone of voice, and like seeing those eyes like look directly into your soul.
An innocent man who has endured so much trauma, and people are so insensitive. They can't see what they're doing to him. They're only making that he looks like that because of all the stress that he's unnecessarily been put through.
We're not going to discuss that, and that's pretty obvious, I think. We're not going to discuss that right now. Now, young man, I'd be happy to speak with you in private when this is over about a couple things called manners.
In my kitchen. I'll show you my new cutting board.
I'll show you my new Farberware steak knife collection. It's my prized possession.
Oh, shit. Oh, it could cut anything.
My kids got it for me for Christmas. I'd love to let you take it for a spin.
He's
I like
you
the
know,
big
they say
ones.
that a carrot in a human finger, you only need the same amount of pressure to cut through, and he's just like cutting carrots and shit.
There's been so many times I nicked my finger on accident. Can you imagine what you could do on purpose? Could you imagine it? I can't. I can't.
You don't think that they're still
I
out there?
always wear my gloves. I always do.
I'm not going there.
All right, all good.
Yeah.
Look at him looking for an exit. He's like,
Yeah, he's like, oh,
we're
all
done
good.
here. They wait. These guys are dicks. They like waited till the very end so that they can get the most out of this. And I'm sure, he wasn't expecting any of it. He was like totally
OJ,
blindsided.
thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Thank you guys, man.
Yeah, he's like pushing the mic away. He's like, yeah, thank you for wasting my time for
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you thought you was slick, but you're not. And
Yeah.
you're not.
And they kind of are because they got him to
Oh, true.
sit there and look like an asshole for not answering
Hey,
at the very end.
it's a sensitive topic. You don't understand the trauma that he's went through. He's under you. You don't even understand the emotional damage. Okay,
Yeah.
that he's endured. He's a strong man for overcoming that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
most people wouldn't make it through, but wow, what a guy, what a hero.
What a
I
hero.
don't think I could do it. I don't think I could overcome.
I don't think you could either. That's a lot.
False allegations and it just, and the whole world just thinks that you're this thing that you aren't. I couldn't do it. Everybody wants to know. You don't know. You don't even know, and everybody thinks you know. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
It's like that's like someone's like, Christian, where's the buried treasure? And you're like, I don't know, because you don't. But everyone's like, where? I know you know where it is. Where's the fucking treasure? Everywhere you go, where's the treasure?
I like this angle. I like compassionate Lorenzo, thoughtful.
Someone
This is cool to see.
has to be. Has to be. There's too much. There's too much.
As soon as I found out she was white, I really this wave rushed over me. I was like, this is not right.
No,
That he
it
got
seems
away
so
with
unreal.
this.
That's what was so great about it.
Mhm.
I mean, that he overcame these false allegations.
Yeah.
It is wonderful.
Yeah.
'Cause especially back in the day,
Let's look at her. She's a beautiful woman too.
I have no clue what she looks like, but I doubt it. I mean, I'm sure she looked like something because like he was with her, but yeah.
Let's see here. Let's take a look. Look at her.
Was she like an actress or something?
I don't know. I honestly don't know anything about her. Like, she's been scrubbed from the
They
internet.
have kids?
Yeah, they have kids. He has kids that are alive today. Imagine how they must feel. They're the real victims.
Yep. Having to watch their father undergo this.
I'm gonna get you to admit he killed her. I am.
He didn't do it. I don't know why you think that. You can't believe the
We'll figure it out.
propaganda.
Figure out how
You
to
can't
get
believe.
you to, but
You can't
we'll get
believe it. I can't believe it.
That'll be my crowning achievement of the podcast, is when I get you to admit that he killed this woman.
He would never do that. He wouldn't do it. He would never do it.
But look at her. She's beautiful. Yeah, when I saw a picture of her, I was outraged, to say the least. I was beside myself. We need justice for this woman.
I was ecstatic. I'm so happy that he overcame. Imagine her family and all were probably like, he did it, and he didn't do it.
Mhm.
They're just saying stuff. It's just like prosecutioners. They don't care who actually did it. Someone just needs to go down. It's all about winning cases, and they're willing to throw this man's life away, ruin his entire life. He had his whole life ahead of him, and they're like, I don't care.
When I thought his wife was black, yeah, I was all down for that. But the moment I saw this woman on the screen, just saw, again, like a switch flipped inside of me.
Like she
it's just not supposed to happen. I'm not implying or insinuating that a black woman's life is less valuable.
I think that's what you're saying.
I'm just saying in our country, that we could allow this to have happened in the first place. Like we live in a country of law and order.
If you think about it,
we used to have a law and order president who I guarantee you, if he was in office, he would not have allowed this to transpire the way it did.
They were friends. He might have let it slide.
They would have ceased to have been friends the moment he realized that somebody that he got away with killing somebody who strongly resembled any one of his
wives,
his side hoes,
his daughters,
his daughters.
How many wives does Trumpito have? I guarantee he's killed at least one of them. You can't tell me he hasn't.
No, I don't think so. No, he's probably killed a side. He's probably killed a fling or two.
Killed a lot of side chicks.
The Stormy Daniels we haven't heard about.
Ooh.
I mean, he's only going to pay off so many people before he starts just having them whacked.
Like killing them. No, bro, that's my thing. Because I'm like, it'll be cheaper. Like, it's like bulk buying. You pay more now, or you keep on making small purchases, and then it adds up anyway. So it's like, just, take care of them now.
Yeah.
And now you're not making payments, you know? It makes sense. It's smart, That's just me, Like, if I had to pay alimony, like, my man's, he gets alimony. That's fantastic. You hardly hear of a man getting alimony. But I was like, bruh, if I was your wife, I wouldn't be sending you checks. I'd have had you killed a long time ago.
Wow.
You'd like a long time ago. You'd have been off skis. You'd have been gonzos, I'd have offed you like Kendrick off Drake's career.
There's just a grave injustice here. This woman could have been a news anchor. She could have been an award-winning actress.
Chrissy, what did she do? Was she working at Wendy's or some shit?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know who she is.
I'm seeing American Murder Victim.
That's
her credit.
God damn.
She's born in Germany. Or the relationship.
Oh damn. He out here wilding.
I don't think she did anything other than get killed, judging by her Wikipedia.
So she's just a freeloading bitch, if you will, And this is where
Simpson emotionally, verbally, and physically abused Brown throughout their relationship and continued after their divorce, according to Nicole's brother Dominique. Simpson referred to her as a fat pig during a pregnancy. I see why him and Trump were friends. I can see why now. That's some shit Trump he would say.
Told him. He was like, hey, OJ, she's a fat pig.
Call her a fat pig. Like, call her what she is.
I'm gonna take that hoe.
Call her a big hog.
Make a oinky sound.
I hate when they're like that. I hate when they're with child. They're animals. I don't want that woman sleeping in my bed anymore. I got 2 women, and I don't want that woman in my bed anymore. A family friend claimed that Simpson had told Brown's friends that if he ever caught her with anyone, he would kill her. Oh, that's lovely.
Interesting. I mean, so like he definitely didn't do it, but allegedly, there was 2 people at the scene. So even though he didn't do it, why would she test that?
Does this look like a guy who didn't do it?
Those same guys when my verdict came.
Does this look like a guy who did it? I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean,
look how happy
that same group of guys. Right?
If he did it, he wouldn't be smiling.
Hey, that's where it goes.
Are you upset that the
at that
the
smile
killer
we just saw
of Ron and Nicole was never found?
Look how quickly it evaporates.
Right now, I'm not going to discuss any of that. All right. Yeah.
It's the all right. Like gets me. It's like the little
trauma
inflection.
You don't know how did he even have the opportunity to go to therapy about this? They just brought back decades of trauma that he has to live with to this day. Everybody still talks about it. Did he do it?
Yeah.
Let this man rest. He never got a chance to rest. Everybody's just always on his ass about it. His kids are probably like, Daddy, people are saying you did this. That's got to be heartbreaking as a father to have your children come to you.
All I'm saying
with
is if
allegations from
when we
drugs.
have a soundboard, this is the first
Of
sound.
Ron and Nicole was never found.
Right now, I'm not going to discuss any of that. All right?
Just cut it off right there. Just drop that in whenever we want. How great would that be?
I do like that.
I'm gonna get right on that. 'Cause
I'm not going to discuss any of that.
it's like
I'm
so
not gonna that
perfect.
real talk. That's mad. That's mad. Cool.
Oh man, he's a
That's
good
spoken
guy.
just like
He's
an innocent
awesome.
man. He's a good guy. He's a swell guy. You know?
Yeah, you won me over.
Okay.
Wow,
Yeah. I'd let him marry my sister. You know, he's a swell guy.
cool, good.
He's a cool.
What more can you say? Hand your sister off to him.
He's a good guy. He'll treat her nice. He's got
Upstanding
money.
citizen.
What more does a woman want? You know?
Yeah. Oh boy, we always get off on the OJ tangent. I wonder how Bill's doing. It's been a while
Oh my
since
God.
we checked up on
He's
Bill.
been out of jail for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chilling, doing Bill stuff. I hope he's not at the bars
Doing his
anymore.
Billy thing.
The
Doing his
little Billy
thing.
thing. If I was him, I'd have like hit the gym or some
Look
shit.
at him though. He's so cute. This guy here.
He
You're telling me he took advantage of women? This
wouldn't do
guy.
that. Not him. Not him. He had a whole TV show. There was women on it, you
Oh,
know?
look at him. Oh.
Body
Get that
shape is
guy.
weird. I feel like he looks like a naked mole rat without the beard. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
He never had a beard, right? I guess he had this, yeah.
Yeah, when he was old, he should have kept that. He looks distinguished,
Naked
you
mole
know?
rat.
Yeah.
That's part of it, though.
Goddamn.
Part of it is looking weak and defenseless, and like he really like how Robert Durst leans into the fact he's old, and that guy shaved his head to highlight a big
I beat
dent
that.
in his head and shit.
I
Like
was like,
these guys
yo.
all try to look more and more helpless.
As weak and
Yeah.
defenseless as they can.
And like, does he have a glass eye? Like, what's going on? Is
I
this
was
eye
wondering
just
what
dead?
was going on with that. Yeah, I was like,
But they lean
don't
into
know.
it. Instead of getting it fixed, they go, let's just amp it up.
He took out an eye just to
Let's accentuate it. Let's make. How can we make them feel bad for me?
the day before court.
Because I'm
He's
the
like,
victim.
all right, holy shit.
Yeah, man.
I wonder how long he's had that. Damn, I just thought his eye was weird. I never even thought about it.
I think his eye's just weird. I don't think he has a glass eye, but yeah, I think it's because like my right eye I can barely see out of. So like I totally
What
get
the
that.
fuck? He got astigmatism.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Let's see this.
He's
60
fucking
over 60 women.
Goddamn, it's a lot of women.
Yeah, it is a lot. I mean, just statistically, like he did that. He did that shit.
Statistically, oh my god. Well, the thing is, he did talk about it, so it's like, you know, he probably did it.
He talked about it.
And in his jokes, he talked about it
Oh
sometimes. Apparently,
man.
I never heard him, but so here's how it all went down.
Mhm.
Bill, he lost the support of the black community like a long time ago because he was saying a whole bunch of shit. He was like, pick your pants up and yada yada and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, he didn't have nothing productive or good to say.
Mhm.
And then Hannibal Buress was like, Bill Cosby's talking shit.
Yeah.
And he has jokes about fucking date raping women, you know, and then they caught back on him. So, you
Mhm.
know, and here we are.
I didn't realize Hannibal Buress got on his case because of jokes Bill was making. I didn't realize that.
No, Bill's weren't jokes. They were like well, the actions were some of his jokes. But Hannibal said something because Bill's like, when he was talking about like black people and stuff, he was just like giving speeches and shit. Like not even jokes, he was just like fucking like it's giving speeches and shit. Like, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Go sit down. Like, different roads on Netflix. Chill, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Now, all of these monsters are having their cases overturned, because, I mean, they have mountains of money behind them.
Yeah.
The biggest ones right now are Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey. Those guys are fighting tooth and nail to get their reputations back. But it seems like...
I just don't want to be in jail. I don't know.
It seems like... Prison. Well, I mean... They got to work. They got to do something when they're out, right?
Send them to the fucking Burger King. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody will be a fan. Somebody will hire them.
And so I guess Bill Cosby had one overturned.
Well, that's how he got out, right?
Yeah, that's right. I guess
because he was in there. I think I breathed in some cat hair. Oh my god.
Yeah,
sinuses.
Harvey had one overturned from 2020, but he still has one that's stuck from 2022, so he's still in jail.
Yeah, he was wilding. Goddamn.
Cosby spokesman Andrew Wyatt said that whether rich or poor, all Americans are entitled to due process. And he said people outraged that another convicted predator won an appeal should, in essence, get over it. Damn. Damn, Andrew. Damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel. Speedy process.
You should watch. I advise everyone to watch the Kevin Spacey docu-series. It's 2 episodes on, I think it's on Max as well. It's either Max or Netflix. It should be on Netflix because his big show's on Netflix. That's where it would have the most impact. But I think it might be on HBO. Anyway, it is kind of grotesque.
No.
The way he felt like he could just go up to people and just grab them and touch them and shit. Like, that's kind of
You're talking about Weinstein?
No, Kevin Spacey.
What did he do?
So there's a show right now in 2 episodes that describes his rise and fall, sort of.
Oh my.
What did Kevin Spacey do? Kevin Spacey would just go up to people and be like, hey, I really like you. I see a career for you. He would just go up to like a low-level actor on any one of his shows or at a party or in any environment he's in and be like, and gas them up and then get them alone. And then he would just expose himself, or he would try to get them naked and try to, force himself on them. It's like really awesome stuff. And what it started getting out of hand when he would be like, just on set, he would just like grab somebody the wrong way, or he would, like grab somebody's dick, or somebody's ass, or try to stick his hand down someone's pants or something, or start
just doing this shit any fucking way.
Yeah, just like in the middle of like filming a show, he would be like, "Hey, come over here with me," and then just like fucking grab some people. So
yeah, he was really bugging. Like, it's one thing to be a fucking a sleazeball, but it's like, holy fuck,
and like at work in a professional environment too. It's like,
it's like he just doesn't care.
He's just on a power trip.
Yeah. And when one trip, they fall. Well, some of them you stumble a few times, but one day or another, you're gonna hit the fucking ground. It's gonna hurt.
Let's see here. He went on Chris Cuomo's show recently. Let's look at what he has to say. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen what he has to say, but I did hear he went and did this.
Listened, I've learned, I've got the memo. I'm not going to behave in any way in the future that is questionable.
I got the memo. Do you think that's good enough? Like,
I think that's great, actually.
I grabbed a few people's dicks. And it was unwelcome. I got the memo when everyone kicked me out of the country on no uncertain terms, when I had to flee to Europe because they like that shit over there. I got the memo, America.
I feel like he learned his lesson.
And that I've tried to spend these past 7 years going into myself, asking a lot of questions, listening, having conversations with people, that I felt I owed amends to, and that at a certain point, I just want to get back to work. You know, I'm.
I just want to get back to work. Wow. God damn.
Who's gonna work with him? Nobody's gonna work with him, bro. Nobody's gonna do that. It doesn't matter what the project is or how much it's paying. It's like, no, you know, he does these things. Yeah.
And here's the thing: I could get if he like looked good. He doesn't look great. You know, like that's not like an excuse me face. That's not like, okay, like give me this pass this one time. You know, like
yeah. There's no.
I got caught.
Pretty privilege
No
is a
pretty
thing.
privilege,
Not,
yeah.
That doesn't mean that you can do it, but it means that you are a little more likely for people to be cool with it. But it's like,
and just look at these two side by side. Like Chris, he could be able to get away with some shit like that, like, and be like, okay, come on back. They were probably asking for it.
oh my god, what were they wearing?
But you look at Kevin, and it's like, ugh. Just stay over there. Just stay the fuck out of here.
Oh my fucking god.
But Kevin's pretty privilege is his ability to act well. Have you seen him? Have you seen House of Cards?
No.
Oh my god. You're missing out. Watch House of Cards.
I heard it's good.
Watch that show, man. And you'll understand why he was able to just grope people on a whim. You'll get it. Because they'll be like, oh my god. I'm like... that people would like tremble and be like, oh, he's talking to me, he's looking at me, he's acknowledging me, like this guy who's like an out of this world actor. I'm like, holy shit. And there's a reason why he had swept up all the awards and had been like hosting all the events for so long, and just he became like Hollywood's golden boy in a matter of just a few years after that show. And it's like this dude was gonna be like, he was like the biggest American actor since fucking like Daniel Day-Lewis almost. Like he was just fucking, he astounded everyone, and but you know, he had a power trip, but he's been learning the past 5-7 years. He's been learning, he's been listening.
If he's such a great actor, how come this sucks, you know?
How come, what do you think this sucks? I think he's making a genuine effort at like trying to look relatable, at trying to look remorseful. I think this is his idea of remorse.
Grateful for the career that I had, and I
like he's doing everything short of crying. Like he's trying not to cry, but he's trying to telegraph that he's trying not to cry, you know, without actually crying. Does that make sense? I know I said it in a weird way, but when you examine this, like you can hear like the way he's like taking pauses and like breathing at weird times. Like he's trying to telegraph that he's like, okay, I'm not going to cry. I am going to get through this because I'm not the victim here. Everyone else is. Like he's playing 4D chess right now with this little speech. Oh my God. I don't know what is happening with this.
So feel like I've still got so much to offer that I am enormously pleased that my friends have stood up for me this past day, but quite frankly, they've been standing up for me for a long, long time.
The basic contention is, no, it's just too much. Too much dirt came out, and at a certain point, you just have to go. What do you do with that notion?
Well, I think, first of all, that we live in a country that embraces and believes in due process and believes in the rule of law.
Here we go. That's
and fairness.
Andrew
and
Wyatt
I think
coming out.
We have to be cautious and look back and say, look, there was some tremendously important and valuable things, and an impact happened with the Me Too movement that was, it was time and it was right. And however, as these sort of pendulums swing from one side.
Okay, maybe he doesn't have remorse. Maybe I jumped the gun a little bit. I thought for a second, like, okay, maybe he's like trying to go for that angle of like, I hear you, I understand, I was wrong, but he's kind of doubling down now.
Maybe he only prepped for like one question, you know, and then he's like, I'm about to just spit my real shit right here, you know.
You have to see him act, though. And again, House of Cards, Frank Underwood. I think you just start there. I'm not like a big fan of some of his older movies, but goddamn, that show.
It's on Netflix, yeah.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Go check it out.
It.
Go check it out. If he comes back, then I think it will be met with criticism, but I don't know. I think he'll be able to find a place, and he might just be typecast as like the office creep, but he would play it so well. Like he would dive into the role, and that might even be the first time he gets to like play himself too, right? So there's an opportunity in acting that could come of this. Get a guy.
I feel like he's just gonna like go overboard and like it'll be like, Kevin, we're not fucking recording. He's like, oh my bad. Yeah.
Yeah. But get this serious method actor to play a role that's like that really resonates with him because it is him, right?
Yeah,
it'd be a cool like experiment. So we'll see what happens. He's coming back though, and Harvey Weinstein is trying to fight for his life. Cosby's fighting. Cosby's out touring, doing his thing. OJ he lived his best years out as a free man. He did. How long was he in jail for, OJ?
I don't remember, but it was too long. I remember that.
You remember that? Yeah. Even for stealing the shit from the auction, it was too long.
What'd he steal? He ain't still know.
What?
He ain't still know.
He went to the auction of all his belongings and stole them.
That's his stuff. Are you gonna you can't steal your stuff? Who bought that stuff? Pretty sure it was him with his hard-earned money. God damn.
2008.
33. Whoa.
Okay, that might have been overboard. That might have been a little bit of double jeopardy going on. They might have been like, this is our only chance to get him.
Okay, so 9 years. Okay. 9 years and then parole for 4. Oh shit, 2021. Ooh, golly gee. Holy fuck. What a life. Damn, he only had 3 good years. Fuck, bro.
Oh man.
Since 2008, he's only had 3 good years.
Yeah,
fuck.
That's too bad.
Damn.
Oh
fucked
well.
Up. He took his stuff back.
Lessons learned though. I'm sure he made a change in his life. He learned not to go steal things on camera in public. I think the auction was televised, wasn't it? And then there's like a whole helicopter car chase and stuff. It was like awesome.
It was his stuff.
Yeah. Oh man. We live in a nation of laws and a nation of just astounding success stories in criminality.
All I'm gonna say is this:
of a sexual nature, of a murderous nature.
If I take my stuff back, stuff that is mine, that you're trying to sell, which is illegal because it's mine, and I take it back, I like to see you try to arrest me.
Okay.
You know?
All right.
My stuff.
We've seen it done. Mine. 33 years, 9-year minimum. Hey, go for it.
Oh my god. Holy shit, yo.
I just think too, like when you're on thin ice like that, when it's like, okay, you barely like squeaked by with this. You murdered your wife.
You murdered your wife. He didn't do that. He didn't do it. His wife was murdered and he was grieving. That's why he did it.
You think,
he was like, first my
he's
wife
overcome by grief.
What nuts? You know?
Yeah.
Why they want to take everything from this man? Why?
That's an angle for sure. I'm sure they used that in his defense.
I don't think they did because he didn't fucking win.
That's the only episode of the L&C podcast that I will recommend, the Full Send podcast, because they do bring it up several times. That was just the best time they brought it up was at the end when he's like, we're not going to talk about it. But the first couple times they talk about it, they talk about his legal fees, and he gets into it a little bit he does give him a little bit to chew on, but yeah,
shit, boy.
I just fast forwarded to the very end.
They're trying to like see what he'll talk about, see what's up. She tried to squeeze it in there a little, try to inch it in there a little,
just a tad.
Tad.
Boy, once again to Marco, I'm sorry it didn't work out. I'm profusely apologetic. He's real cool about it. I told him he was glass half full about it, because I got some pictures of him that he could take with him for guests that come through. I'm going to start taking nice photos of them so they can have headshots and shit that they can use if they don't have any already, and on the cheap, because obviously this is free. So if you want nice photos, come through, and we're going to do that instead of handing out shirts, I think, because nobody has money for that. But I was just sorry to him. He was real gracious. He'll probably come back through. And thank you, sir. Thank you, Lorenzo, for being here to record one anyway on the back end, because man, I needed this. I needed to get mine. I needed something, because you sit here for an hour to find out something's unusable like that, and it fucks with you. It really fucked with my morale.
Not the morale. Mr. Morale. And the big steppers.
Give us.
Know who Mr. Morale is?
No. Who's that?
He just ended Drake's career.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Forgot that's his nickname.
He's got morals and shit.
Yeah. Is that you trying to stop from yawning? What was that?
No, I just thought it would be like I'm gonna start doing this. It's gonna be my laugh. Now I'm gonna be like,
are you making a sound?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what was happening.
This is the sound I'm gonna make.
Okay. You have to be watching this to the listener to really get what I thought. I was having a stroke, and it was like manifesting in me watching you have a stroke. I didn't know what was going on. Give us some advice, though. Tell us how to think, how to feel, what to do about all these people who've been wrongly convicted.
Let me tell you this. What's the first guy's name? Robert. To the people like Robert and the people like Orenthal, very fine men, very swell men.
Let's pull up Robert so we can see what we're talking about again. Just to
anybody.
Make sure we're on the same page.
They wouldn't do it. And when the world tries to convict you of things that you didn't do, when the world talks about you, when the world kicks you, steps on you, beats you down, tries to drag you through the mud, when the world tries to do these things to you, you don't even have to waste your energy fighting back. You keep that energy standing back up. When the world steps on you, you stand up with their foot still on your back, you toss it off of you, and you stand there, and you're like, now what? What more do you have? I've overcome your full weight. There's nothing more that you
I feel like I should be playing something else other than like our usual song.
I stand strong.
Yeah.
And if you falsely accuse people, you should fucking die.
Wow, that's kind of harsh.
What? Falsely accusing people is harsh. He did. Hashtag he didn't do it.
Let's listen to this.
Time to help people customize and save Liberty Mutual.
Can you give your speech again real quick? I feel like it'd be more impactful. This advice is a little different to me. This feels like something I want people to hear for once.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Can we usually want to hear it?
If you could.
Americans, non-Americans, but mostly Americans. You listen/watch this podcast because you know that we as well are also Americans that come from non-American descent, because we all do in one way or another.
Give it a pause.
And
give it a break.
Tell you this.
Wait. Take a sec. Let the clarinets come in. Now go ahead. It's a slow build.
Let me tell you this. I will never sit by and watch as the innocent are attacked. For I'm no bully, and I hate bullies. For this is America. This is the world. We are humanity. And though we are born evil, we have the opportunity, the ability to overcome and be good people, kind people, generous, loving people. And what's so wrong with that? What is wrong with loving your neighbor? What is wrong with having kindness and true beauty within your heart? Nothing, I tell you. What you truly need, what you need is to take a deep look inside of yourself. Ask yourself, who do I want to be? What do I want to do? And I'll tell you, you know what you want to do, and I know what you want to do. You want to fight tyranny, and you want to see the innocent. You want to see them free. You want to see the meek grow stronger. For we are one giant team, and we're only as weak as our weakest member. And I say to you here today, fight. Win. I declare this very moment to be the beginning of a new age where the unjust will fall, and those that trip amongst power will stumble down 50 flights of stairs and break their neck in a crushing defeat. May it be so.
Keep it up. I'm working on something in the background.
Damn those that try to defy us. Damn those that pin lies upon us. Damn those that don't believe that what you truly need at the end of the day is to achieve greatness in your own life.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you.
The NFL season will be back before you know it. Sign up for NFL Sunday Ticket with YouTube TV.